Welcome to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any questions, you can give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
And hey, everybody, this is that art part of the show. And part of the show, can I say part of the show a couple more times? Yes, I can. Part of this show is I go over art, Attilio's random thoughts. And where am I getting these random thoughts from, Adrian?
Well, a lot of the times,
the answer is LinkedIn.
Well, yeah, but the ideas behind the posts are usually from real life things that are happening to us or from trainings. So you're not just like randomly posting on LinkedIn.
All right,
They're from real life experiences.
And then where am I posting these things? Again,
LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn. So if you want to see what I'm talking about at the beginning of any of our radio shows, all you got to do is follow or connect me or subscribe to me on LinkedIn. That's Attilio Leonardi. If you go for a connection request, search that name and you see a younger looking version of me, that's my son. And you can go watch his post. But if you want to know what do top 1% agents, what are our habits, what are our mindset, everything else, follow me on LinkedIn.
These are usually from situations that come up during the week and or trainings or things that we're reading, masterminding
books.
So these are just things that we want to share with our team, with our listeners.
Yeah. Other agents.
Yeah. And just, I think anyone in general, it's going to be helpful.
Now, are we sharing things that 99% of the agents are doing or 1%?
Usually it's just the 1%.
It's not usually, it's always only what the 1% agents are. We're 1% agents. And what that means is that we operate in the 1% of
the top 1%
of the agents here in the Hawaii. And that's based on our track record, history, closings, blah, 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 and all of that good stuff. Enough of that. I hate bragging because that's called braggadocious by Jack Black. But it gives you context of what I'm sharing with you. This is not ChatGPT, Google stuff. This is what we use every day in our lives. And by the way, it doesn't matter if you're in real estate, if you have a job, if you get your okole out of bed and go earn money, if you use these principles at your workplace, whether it's sales or not, you'll get the raises, you'll be the last to get fired, you'll get the promotions. If you use these in your personal life, you'll have the nice looking significant other on your arm when you walk into the room. Your relationships are going to be better. Your role modeling, your kids are going to be better because they're watching this. So, sense of urgency. Adrian, you came here via the United States Army. This was your first and last duty station. By any chance, with your experience in the military, were there female or male commanding officers with a Smokey the Bear hat yelling at you so close to your face that spit was hitting you in the face, saying, "Move with a sense of urgency, soldier"?
I would say at my training, at basic training and at
That's
airborne.
A yes or no question.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Soldier, move with a sense of urgency when answering the question. There's an example. Yeah.
And then there was also a hurry up and wait.
Yeah. And well, we're not going to talk about that. Thank you for putting a complete wet blanket on where I'm going here.
Okay.
Move with a sense of urgency.
Yes.
Was it because you were running at a dead sprint from where you were at to where you needed to be?
No.
No. What were you doing?
I was not moving quick enough.
Not moving quick enough. And I will tell you, the number one reason why you fail in your career or whatever it is you do for a living is you don't have a sense of urgency. And I don't mean running with a dead sprint like a chicken with your head cut off all over the place like a maniac. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when given a task, when somebody calls you, when responding to a text or an email, do you have a sense of urgency? Because if you don't, I will tell you that as a customer, and me as a customer of other businesses, I will just make another choice because there are many substitutes of businesses, products, or service, realtors, fill in the blank with whatever that you know. And by the way, if you're the one that nobody wants to come to, you're probably the one that doesn't have that sense of urgency.
And then, I would also add to that, it is important to be responsive and even just like giving an informed wait. Even if you don't know the answer, you let the customer know you're on it, you're researching, and you will get back to them by, whatever time you set that expectation. And it doesn't mean that you just need to be like on 24/7. you set the boundaries, you let them know, after a certain time, like you're doing other things with your family, but you will get back to them, especially if it's an emergency or something that's time sensitive. Yes, that's appropriate to be responsive. But, like,
Here's what I'll do. I'm giving you a bowl of responsiveness. You know what I'm sprinkling over the top? Discernment.
yes.
If everything is urgent, nothing is urgent. What I'm saying is use your discernment to figure out what requires a sense of urgency. And I will tell you this, in the beginning of their search looking for an agent, you got to be on it. You got to be on it. When an offer comes in, when any other kind of negotiations happen while
You
you're
got to
in
be on it.
escrow,
Yes.
when somebody is inquiring about more information about your seller's property, you don't get them that information 2 days later. Being slow to respond on things that require a sense of urgency is my definition of you're fired. What's next, Adrian?
Well, speaking of urgency and importance,
Yeah.
I want to bring on Joseph Long. He's going to share with us some tips about his Keymaster business. And he does many things, right? With the cars, with homes.
Why don't you let him tell us?
Yes. Tell us your tip of the week, Joseph.
Joseph, what kind of tip of the week you got for us?
How's it going?
Hawaii?
Thanks for having me on.
Good.
Out in the field working right now.
Nice.
Yeah, tip of the week for you guys is going to be for all you homeowners, renters, potential buyers that have smart locks on your home. We get calls all the time about people standing outside their house saying, their lock's acting up. It's been beeping for a couple of weeks. My rule is simple. It says, first battery warning, change the batteries.
Yes.
Change your batteries when that thing starts beeping at you.
Yeah, because you know what you call that when they don't change the battery? You get the dummy homeowner standing in front of one smart lock, and then they're trying to have conversations. How come you don't open when I need you to open? I gotta use the restroom. Please open. Oh, sorry, battery's dead. So, okay.
Exactly.
What do you do then if the battery?
I always know where the backup key is. A smart lock's great technology, but batteries are still batteries. So always have your spare batteries on hand. Don't ignore that beep on that lock. Otherwise, you're gonna get locked out. So you can ignore the warning, but Keymasters is always there, happy to help when it does happen.
Yeah. So they'll get you in. So it can take the tip right now, which is free advice. It's not going to cost you anything. Or
the cost of a battery.
Call them 808-897-4565 and repeat after me. Oh, I'm the homeowner that was disregarding the low battery beep. Can you come get me in my house? I gotta go bathroom. All right.
Thanks,
Thank you, Joseph.
Great reminder.
Thank you so much, guys. Aloha. Take care.
All right. So if you're in a bind and you need somebody with anything, those fancy fobs for your vehicle, they can do that. The fancy locks, like I'm thinking, like, what is up with your house? Is it Fort Knox already? But anyway, they're going to help you come do that.
And so that was Joseph with Keymasters, Locksmiths of Hawaii. They are one of the experts we trust. You can find them on the resource tab on our website, teamlally.com.
Teamlally.com. All right.
We are going to take a break, but stay with us. When we come back, we'll be talking with Sonya Serene and Ruben Aira Jr. We're going to discuss how art can preserve Hawaii's culture, create meaningful community connections, and transform everyday materials into inspiring works of art.
So stay with us.
Hey, someone that moved to the mainland but left the rental property behind? So Amber wanted to create a new investment opportunities on the mainland, but she had to sell her island rental first. So she reached out to our good friends Adrian Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. Handling the business virtually with Amber, Adrian and Attilio came prepared with multiple 5-star selling strategies, including adjusting Amber's selling price expectations, and the home sold in days. If you're in the market to sell your home and you want a team that will make you the most money with the least amount of drama, you can trust our good friends, Adrian and Attilio of Team Lally. Give them a call today, 808-799-9596. That's 808-799-9596. They're trusted. You see their signs all over in my community. Visit teamlally.com today. That's teamlally.com today.
The only real estate team I trust right here in Honolulu is Adrian Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group. Now, thanks for joining me today. What's the number one reason homes don't sell on time?
Sean, sellers are in denial. They are stuck in the previous market and not pricing their homes properly.
How do you solve that problem?
We have a 12-step program. The first step is to have a smart pricing strategy. We follow the 10-10-0 rule. 10 showings, no offers, we have to adjust. 10 days on the market, no showings, another adjustment. For the other 11 steps, give us a call.
Great update. Thank you for keeping us informed. Put the most experience and the best marketing to work for you. Call Team Lally now at 799-9596 or online at teamlally.com. That's teamlally.com. And you can start packing.
In today's fast-changing real estate market, you need access to the right information to make smart choices. I invest in real estate all over the country, and I rely on smart agents who know their local market inside and out. In Honolulu, I work with Adrian Lally and Attilio Leonardi. Adrian, Attilio, and their team sell a home every 72 hours and have over 750 five-star reviews. Go to teamlally.com and find out in just seconds what your home is really worth.
When you're trying to find the best of the best, don't settle for an agent that's just like the rest. Pick a team that knows just what to do. From buying or selling, we work hard for you. Team Lally, the best real estate in the islands. 227-2703.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or We'll Buy It. I'm Adrian.
And I'm still Hawaiian, and my name is Attilio.
And if you have any questions, you can reach us at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
All right.
So we have some guests that are joining us today, as we talked about before we took the break.
All right. So our guests today are Sonya Serene, Principal Fine Art Advisor and Creative Collaborator, and multidisciplinary artist Ruben Aira Jr. For nearly 3 decades, Sonya has championed artists through international exhibitions, creative partnerships, and fine art collaboration, dedicating her career to creating meaningful opportunities while preserving the integrity of the artist's work.
Ruben Aira Jr. is Cuban-born artist whose work transforms discarded surfboards into museum-quality works of art that celebrate Hawaii's land, culture, and spirit. Together, Sonya and Ruben are connecting artists, collectors, designers, and communities through art that preserves culture, inspires creativity, and gives new life to both materials and stories. Please welcome our guests, Sonya and Ruben.
Hi, welcome.
Aloha, guys. Aloha.
All righty. So, and then real quick before we get started, if as people are listening to this show, they're going to feel compelled to want to know more. So all you got to do is go to RubenAiraJr.com. That's Ruben and then AIRA Jr.com. RubenAiraJr.com. You can also give them a call, 282-4127. And by the way, folks, if I don't say the area code, it's because it's an 808.
Yes.
282-4127, All right, carry on.
All right. So first of all, thank you guys for joining us and, sharing your journey, your story. I mean, the artwork is beautiful, and and the whole story behind it. I think it needs to be told. More people need to know about this. And
we got questions.
Yes, we do have some questions. So Sonya, first question is for you. What inspired your mission to champion Hawaii's living artists?
Well, I moved to Hawaii after living in New York City for 22 years. And in those 22 years, I was still dealing with artists. Mm-hmm. So I had an art studio there. So it was a very smooth decision to just kind of support my love and fine art community here in Hawaii. And I have never stopped. It's been 13 years and many more to go.
All right. Awesome.
And then, so Ruben, I know you've got some interesting background, all like with different mediums of art, but this was with the discarded surfboards. How did you come across that, like to use that in your artwork?
To use that as a medium.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about surfboards is that there's an abundance of surfboards in Hawaii, of course.
Yeah.
And when I first started doing it, some 20-something years ago at this point, I used them because they were available, because they were around. And in Hawaii and many other places, it's important to use what you have and to make use of the materials that are around you. And if I would have been somewhere else, maybe I'd be using a different available resource. But because I'm here in Hawaii, using surfboards just made sense.
Gotcha.
And for our listeners that are joining us on YouTube or LinkedIn or just online, we're screen sharing a beautiful surfboard that he made. Ruben, can you tell us
the backstory
story with this one?
Because I know when
that's
your guys'
the love
house
story.
That's
yeah,
the
you
love
guys'
story.
house is like a gallery, and the first thing I said was like, Sonya, that one looks kind of like you. And then tell us the story.
My curly hair look.
Well, when we first started dating, I had the idea at that point. I had done some carving and some surfboards, but I hadn't really started exploring what I could do with it. And we first started going out, and I asked her to sit for me, and she sat for me, and I started carving it. And I think, I hadn't done a portrait in as a carving, especially a surfboard carving. And I said, well, let's see if I can pull this off. And I think it came out pretty much like her.
Made
it
me
looks
more
exactly
beautiful than
like
I
you,
am.
Sonya.
Yes. He made me more beautiful than I am. And I think that, I think it's, even though I'm just like maybe a reason why he carved a beautiful female figure, which is not me. He has got a beautiful magical hand for all the goddesses that he's been creating in his relief carvings. I think there are not as many surfboard goddesses as they are in the relief carving. You should check out his collection on that. It's beautiful.
I would, here's the thing that I would say too. There are a ton of artists that paint on surfboards, but I have yet to see anybody that does the relief carving. It's more on the level of like Michelangelo. You know what? And tell us the story of this one, because this one's got a good story. We like the story of the pieces. One. Yeah.
That one there was my very first, the very first surfboard that I ever carved. And, it was almost one of those things where once I started doing it, I knew exactly what I was doing.
Yeah.
It was just that I didn't have the tools to create it, because this is something I invented on my own. So I had to create, as I was going, I had to create all the tools that I needed to get that kind of a detail and get that, and to make it work. So it was kind of an invention. And that's the fun thing about a creative, whatever your creative process is, or wherever your creativity leads you, is the inventiveness and the exploration of what's possible.
Yeah, there's creativity in the whole process. For our listeners, because radio is TV for the mind, I'm going to describe what we're looking at. It's a white relief surfboard, and there's an upper and lower section of images, but the dead center up in the middle, that kind of looks like, I'm going to give you my layperson's interpretation of it. Art is in the eye of the beholder. It's the sun, and then you've got a lot of curly cues in here,
and flowers,
and there's a
water,
hibiscus flower with the leaves. You can even, in the hibiscus flower where you have the stem, where you have the parts where the bees come and land to get the pollen, you can even see that. And then there's a wave, and it's very stylistic wave, but it's obvious that you can tell it's a wave, but it almost looks like the whitewash part that's crashing in the tube. This got to be one Sunset Pipeline wave. It almost reminds me of Sonya's hair, just in the curliness, and then it's natural. And so maybe you were projecting who you were going to meet in the future with your first carving.
Oh my God, that's such a beautiful love story. I love it.
So, Sonya, can you share how you saved this one? Because I think that's a very just interesting intuition that you had.
About Ruben?
Nope,
yes.
About this particular, his very first piece, and how you saved it.
Yes. When I met Ruben at that time, this was the only finished piece of artwork that I could see that he had created, because he was already an artist. He hasn't been an artist since he was like maybe 0 month old. I don't even
Yes.
know, because his mom has saved all his artwork, and it's amazing. I have, at some point you should see the 6-year-old painting of Ruben drawing for his grandma. Amazing. It's just amazing. But this one, when I saw this one, I said, well, this is something I've never seen in my life. I lived in New York City for 22 years. I went to art portfolios, like hundreds of them, for interviewing artists, because I ran the business for almost 18 years. So we had a lot of wonderful artists, but there was nobody I had ever seen who had done anything like that. And when I saw this, I said, this should be in a museum. And well, then I started the journey of museum, and I realized that Hawaii is very, very slow in making decisions and how the whole thing works. But you know what? We got into the surf museum. We got into the Honolulu Art Museum through the surf film
Homa.
festival.
Yep.
So it's all God's will. I am so grateful that I met Ruben when I met him, because I had given up on everything. But the story about the surfboard carving, when he was saying that he didn't have any tools, I found out what tools he made. He made his own tools, and I only found out about it when we started filming his the how-to series of how to carve a surfboard for instructional videos for future generations to learn from. And then I realized that all of these tools are from my kitchen. They're like the rice spoon, the spatula, all of these tools he created from things that were already existing in our world.
Wow.
It's like not only just the carving part, how he puts things together and he finds solution for things that are not existing is absolutely amazing.
Well, it's amazing because humanity's bridge into the next higher self-awareness and learning was when we started using tools. The first tool was a stick. And
but with that board, Sonya, like there was an art collector that almost bought that board, right? And you saved it.
This piece was Bill Wyland Gallery had just opened in Lahaina, Front Street, and Bill Wyland wanted this piece in his gallery. So we gave him this piece in his gallery, and we went for the art walk, and we saw that we went for the Friday art walk for the they have artist walk, artist day. So we went there and we saw this board. It was hanging beautifully on the wall, but there was a big dent on it. And we looked at it and he said, oh, it got damaged. And Ruben and I looked at each other and we thought, this piece is actually means so much to us because this is his first finished piece. So we told Bill that, Bill, we are going to take this piece back. We're not repairing it. We're not selling it. So we took the boxes were packed and we took this piece. And we were at the airport and we just got a call from Bill Wyland saying that, hey, the collector who's been looking at this piece wants the piece. Can you bring it back or can you fix it and bring it back? We said, sorry, we're not going to sell this piece. It's now ours because we decided that we want to hold on to it. It is one of the first pieces that Ruben had done and there's no reason for us to sell it. And if the collector is interested, he can always commission the piece. And our price is whatever price we gave him. We actually gave him a $25,000 price because we did not want to sell this piece. Hey, what happened next is amazing. So a few days later, we got a call from him and says that the collector wants Ruben to commission. He wants to commission Ruben for this piece, for something which has the same essence. Ruben will never make anything that is exactly the same. So of course, this piece brought us more business by not giving it at the gallery than giving it at the gallery. So it's all, like I said, it's all destiny. How things work, we don't know.
I think too, it's important for artists who are listening in right now, like, how do I get to where Ruben's at? And, I think the key thing is that there's the art and the business of art, and they're completely two different things. So you specialize in the business of art. Ruben is the creative aspect of that, and combined together has been your guys' success. But I will tell artists, and here's my tip for artists and for all human beings in general: know your value. Know your value. Don't be so quick to discount your value because there's only one Ruben and one Sonya on planet Earth, and we're glad they're in our lives. Talk about this piece right here. Let's go back to this one right here. That I would say in your house, this is the one that caught my attention.
The reds and the.
So this is a female figure. Looks like she's in fire, in lava, in the nebula. And it's all hues of orange, red, white. Tell us about this piece. What inspired you to create this, and what's your interpretation of it?
Well, I did a whole series of figures floating through various states. So there's a series of them that are going through this kind of fire or
Ocean.
they're going through the heat and the heat of creation, and then there's a series of them that are raising up towards the sky and towards the heavens. And I didn't know so much what it all meant when I was creating it. I was just creating. It was only till later that I figured out that the pieces represented that struggle that we all have in between the underworld and the heavens, and our journey through life in between these two opposing forces of the heavenly forces and the underworld forces. And these are the journey of ourselves through these times in our lives, or these situations that we're in, and the process of growth and emerging through these moments in our lives.
Like a transformation.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Transformation, like the phoenix rising.
So Ruben, one of the things when we had visited you, you had shared that you had created a door, a fancy door. Yeah, let's talk a little about that. I mean, this is a real estate show. We talk about houses and how to beautifully display. Yeah. So talk about. I mean, I don't have a picture of the door, but
I'm going to speak it. There's a bougie person listening right now,
and they want
they have a big old house, and they don't want artwork in their house that was made in China or the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
They want to commission a local artist named Ruben Aira. Why am I saying Robin?
I don't know.
Oh, that's our assistant. Ruben Aira Jr.com. They want to go to that website and commission him to make something unique for them. And Ruben, correct me if I'm wrong. You will sit down with people and ask them, what is the essence of what you want me to create, right?
Yes.
And you have a dialogue with them.
Yes, and that was the case with the palm tree that you saw. That was a dialogue with the lady that owned the penthouse down in Waikiki, and she wanted something for her door because some of her other people in the building had decorative designs on the door, and she wanted something that represented Hawaii. And so I created, on one side of the door was large plumeria flowers,
the inside,
and the inside, and then on the outside she wanted a palm tree. And the beauty of something like the product that I'm working with, which is like a high density synthetic wood product, and it's lightweight, but it's also very versatile. I can make it fit into any place. I can customize it into, like, if you have a place over a door, or in a strange or an area, and like that's not right for a painting or a sculpture, but you want to fill that space. I can do custom pieces for that, and we can make it anything. It can be koi fish, it can be flowers, it can be something abstract, but any of these things are possible. It's just a matter of what your imagination can think of, and I certainly can create it.
All right, you got some more questions, Adrian?
Well, I have all sorts of questions for you guys. So I know that you guys just finished up at the Honolulu Museum
surf movie series.
Yeah. So where could our listeners go watch that documentary? I really loved it. It really showed the whole story and your process. And where can they find that?
The intro is on your website, but is the full video on YouTube?
Yeah, we did not put the full movie over there because it was a ticketed event, and we want to respect Homa. And now that with the show, the Surf Film Festival over, we'll be putting the link out there on our website.
Nice.
For everybody to see.
So people go and watch it, really gain an essence of
right now you can on our website you can watch it on the film, but it's on the trailer.
Okay.
It's just a trailer. Yeah, I've seen that.
6-minute documentary.
Okay.
So it should be updated soon, so all of our listeners can see the whole story.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was so nice to be involved in that, in in the surf community and the surf film festival and here in Hawaii, and to be at Homa, which was really an honor and really a dream come true for me to be in that beautiful building and to just to be part of all
theater.
Mm-hmm.
The whole surf community came out to it. We went to the final movie and it was packed back to front. The other thing I want to point out, what you had mentioned to me too, was that the purpose of the documentary was they were looking for ways reduce, reuse, recycle. That was the theme and how they came across you, right? Because you're reusing of the surfboards.
Yeah. And that's a huge, the surf community is huge throughout the world, but the recycling community and repurposing and using things that are in our own environments, that's even bigger. That's everyone everywhere should have an awareness of using what's available, that things are not just trash because we don't have the imagination to do something more with them. Everything can be used and everything can be, and if you can't, somebody else can. It's about using what's available.
I always say kids that would come up to you, I'm bored. No, you're not. You lack creativity. That's
right.
it. Because if you can entertain yourself in any situation, no matter what, with or without things. And so that's what you're doing is you're taking surfboards. And let me ask you something. Do you find yourself more leaning towards the board where it's full, like all intact, or the ones that are all broken in half?
It depends on what I want to create. But I think you're right about sometimes people make excuses for not being able to do something. And I think that is a lack of creativity and just that kind of determination to make something happen. But if you make an excuse like, oh, I don't have the right computer, or I don't have the right paints, or I don't have the proper canvas, or whatever whatever the reason you think you're not making something, it's only an excuse, like you were saying. And you can do it, and it can be done. And as far as using large full surfboards or broken boards, it depends. If I want to make something more sculptural, sometimes I'll use the broken board because I can piece them together in creative ways. And the larger boards, it's such a big canvas. It's such a big, piece to work with. That sometimes if I don't have just the right customer or just the right idea, it's better to work with the smaller pieces.
Yeah.
So you had mentioned that you have a YouTube series where people can watch and learn how to do this type of artwork. Would that be what YouTube channel? Is it your main YouTube channel? How many videos are there?
Let's just hit them with one question. Where's the channel?
Yeah.
We are actually redoing that with more with the transcripts now, so that it's easier for people to understand the process and just showing the process. And there are 25 instructional videos. It'll be coming out soon, hopefully within the next few weeks or few months.
And the surfboard that I used in the instructional videos was also a trophy for the Vans Triple Crown on our shore. So that's an actual trophy. Actually, that trophy went to John Florence. Any surfer, people that are familiar with the surf.
And it's hanging at the Ritz-Carlton shop, that little shop inside Carlton. It's hanging over there.
They're at the Turtle Bay.
Yeah,
we get a lot of CEOs, corporate business owners here locally in Hawaii and in the mainland, but especially here in Hawaii, all across the state that are listening right now. If you're looking to commission some kind of award, corporate recognition, sponsor an event and provide the trophy, I think you should be calling 282-4127, 282-4127. Have an initial consultation with Ruben and Sonya on something that can be creative and unique. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I got kids. And you know all those trophies they get for showing up? They're all in the rubbish. Actually, you know what I did? All my kids, not one child on planet Earth wants all their AYSO trophies. But
we have one here.
This one. So what I do is
eventually they will want it.
Well, what I do, like I got this one from the swap meet because it's a tennis trophy, and it's solid metal because so I recognize it. I got it for $1. But what we do with our trophies is that, like, we had a couple's dating night. So I took my son's T-ball trophy with a batter on top of it, and then I put on the front. What did I put?
Like a cutest couple award.
A cutest couple award, but no, we gave them the Snuggle Award.
Oh, it's a Snuggle Award.
The Snuggle Award, the ones that showed as much public affection during our date night, and we gave them that award. And they're like, "Wow, a baseball player." Yes, that means like if you snuggle more, you're gonna less likely want to beat each other with a bat. No, that's not the reason. So I repurpose all my kids' trophies when I find them and I just give them to people. It's nice feeling, but we're taking stuff out of the landfill just like how you are, but
yours are much nicer.
But yours are like 1,000 times nicer.
They're ones you want to display on your wall.
But
I would say
creative.
that anybody watching these videos, I would say majority of the people are going to go, "That's nice, that's informative." But most of the people are not going to do it, but it's coming from contribution. I think a lot of people are going to watch it because they want to understand the process.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine if you had a YouTube series from Michelangelo who creating the statue of David.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. People are not going to go out there and carve the statue of David, but it would be cool to watch that. And I think that is what the people are going to get when you put this thing back up there and people can see you're not whipping these out. Like how many, like if you had a
how many hours?
6 foot board, 6
Yeah.
foot board, 6 foot board, and you did the full relief, how long does it take you to come to the finished product?
Something 6 foot, depending on how intricate it was and the amount of detail, of course. It could be, and whether it has color, because adding color to it is a whole, then the carving process ends and then the painting process starts. So it could be up to a couple of months.
Wow.
A month and a half to do it properly, finish it completely, mount it. It's a whole thing, right? And so I like to give myself a little bit of time on something of that size.
Okay. And then you guys, you have all of this stuff beautifully displayed in your guys' home. It's an undisclosed location. If we told anybody the address, we'd have to kill all of you right now.
It's on Ewa
because it's by appointment.
By appointment.
It's by appointment, but I'm sure, Sonya, you have booked appointments for people to come by and do a consultation, see the workshop, meet the artist, take a look at all the other pieces, get some ideas and collaborate with each other. So I'm thinking I'm just going to speak it. State of Hawaii. If you have commemorating some art and you need it in some public spaces, the city and county of Honolulu, if you need some art. And I will tell you, it's just, I think it's more important to support an artist like Ruben because more and more of the art is disappearing from our public education system. And that's unfortunate because critical thinking comes from being creative. And how are we going to solve the world's problems without having creative thinking? And Ruben, you're still keeping that alive. So thank you for that. We got a couple more questions.
Yeah. So what exciting exhibitions or collaborations are you guys currently working on?
Yeah, what kind of events?
What's next?
What events are coming up next?
Yeah.
So much next. Well, first of all, Ruben got shortlisted for the PEA award. If you Google it, it's an environmental award. It was in UK. It was held in June in a plant. And out of hundreds and thousands of people who have contributed to the environment in very meaningful ways, Ruben was selected for his take on the art side of it. Like, what is he doing with art that's sustainable? So the whole sustainable aspect of Ruben art is got its own genre. I mean, that's the thing that is going to be worked on its own. I mean, I'm getting calls from people from resort area that they want to work on some ecosystem thing. Like, how can you create something which is sustainable? So there are things in the works right now, and talking prematurely about it may not be the right idea right now.
Well,
So
speaking it into existence.
telling you our future plans, but definitely going to launch the how-to series, the Art of Surfboard. That's by Ruben Aira Jr. That's the name of the course that we'll be putting out there soon. It was launched in 2020, right after the pandemic, but it wasn't really sophisticated enough. So, and now that we have all the help from AI, we can do the transcripts and make it really professional. So the kids, any age, and it can be in any language. So that's the reason why we haven't relaunched
I love
it.
that.
I think I have an idea for a promotion for you, Ruben. We're going to get you a wig that's like a perm. And then it's going to be kind of like a Bob Ross style. And we're going to be videotaping you creating a board from scratch.
He's not the Bob
You're going
Ross.
to be saying things like, there are no such things as mistakes in art, only happy accidents. That's one of his famous lines. But it's just like Bob Ross. People were memorized by that. Probably 98% of the people were not going to go painting, but they love watching
that
the
process.
process.
Yeah.
So I think you guys should, like how you set up the camera, like on a construction site, and then they speed it up and it compresses like in 9 months into like 5 minutes.
Yep.
You should put a camera in your workshop.
Well, that
and
is
on
a
one of
10
these
hour,
pieces, like just have that recorded start to
Speed it
end,
up, yeah.
and then speed it up so people can see, what did you do in 5, 6, 7, 8 months? Because people see the finished product. They don't understand all the energy and effort and creativity that goes into it. And I think people would appreciate it more. And then I think you should double your prices. See, I'm just speaking
I like
it.
that. Well, I think you missed asking me one
Yeah.
question about the acquisition of one of our beautiful sculptural reliefs called Rise to Heaven. It's on our website. You can check it out. It was purchased by Maui Four Seasons for their Miley presidential suite. So very
Wow.
proud of it, because
Yeah.
it was something that was just literally purchased by Saatchi Art from England. And this is a
Yes.
curator, which are a very famous curating company. They selected that piece of art and we presented to Maui Four Seasons, and it was accepted. So we're very excited about that aspect of hospitality, and real estate falls right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hans, I want you to go back to Ruben's original piece, the whiteboard, because I want to talk about you guys also. You don't have to be some big bougie, Italian family supporting the arts to get one of these pieces. You guys have smaller pieces that are. You have some smaller pieces there on the table below that you guys have made available, so that even, not somebody who's like a multi-cajillionaire, but they can have a piece of your art. Talk about these small pieces right here.
I'll talk about it for a minute before. It's
Yeah.
actually the 3 pieces were selected by Honolulu Museum of Art for their Homa shop. Out of
Okay.
for the museum collection, if you go on our website, there is a museum collection, limited
Nice.
edition museum collection, and 3 of the
Awesome.
pieces from that was selected by Homa
Yeah.
to have them consigned for their shop. So yes, you can either buy through the shop or you can buy through our Shopify store.
And these,
Yeah.
these little pieces, as a sculptor, you can take a picture of your art, of your sculpture, but it's never really a reproduction of the original thing. So
Yes.
with the advancements in technology over these last few years, getting a 3D scan
Yeah.
of your work has become reasonable. And so what we did is we got scans of all of our pieces and created miniatures from those scans. So they're exact reproductions of the larger pieces, and some of them I hand paint. I do
Yeah.
customize each one of them, so they're
Yeah.
like having an original piece.
I would say for the people out there coming to visitors, or if you have visitors coming to join you, that this would be a great piece to give to your visitors to come away taking something that's truly an essence of Hawaii, our surf culture, a local artist right here in Ewa Beach, and then you're supporting the economy. It's just win-win all the way around. And then they'll have something that's memorable. The hang loose 5 for 10 tank tops at the swap meet is all going to be in the rubbish.
Yep.
6 months later, and but have something unique. And it I think for people, it creates a memory of that experience in Hawaii. And what better way to do that than with original art from RubenAiraJr.com, 2824127. Adrian, one last question.
Well, I just want to thank you guys both for being on and sharing with our listeners. And if there's anything that we didn't cover that you wanted to shout out, now's the time.
For each of you,
Yes.
one last thought.
thing.
For
Yep.
each of you, one last thought.
Well, I just wanted to say that I wanted to thank the both of you for coming and supporting us at the film festival, which it was so nice
Yes.
to have you there. And also, Hawaii is one of those places where, because of the natural beauty, it attracts creative people, especially artists or
Yeah.
just attracted to this place because you're surrounded by so many beautiful things, and there's so many incredible artists here, and not all of it is, let's say, what you usually expect. The the flowers, even though I do some of those things, we're
Yeah.
inspired by what's around us. There are people doing some really innovative and really creative artwork over here. We're not to be, you know, the artist community here is moving things forward and creating new types of artwork that will be associated with Hawaii.
Yeah, I like your response, Ruben. It tells me you're an abundance-minded person. You're sharing your process. You're promoting the artist community and other artists in general in your conversation with us. So that says a lot about you. Sonya, what's your final thought?
Okay, so there's a collaboration we did with Sustainable Coastline, and the collection is called Waves Reborn. They are on Ruben's website. They are on our store. And 15% of the proceeds are going straight to a sustainable coastline. This is a collection that we've done in collaboration with them because we really appreciate the work that they do. The ocean cleanup is one of the most important aspects of living on an island, and they have been doing this for 10 years. So they also invited us for the community day at Homa, and we realized that so many people are interested in doing something that can save the environment, save things from going to the landfill. We saw little kids making beautiful artwork from plastic. So I would encourage people to share that collection with people who believe in the cause of environment and also want to support our local artists, because those six pieces of surfboard, the broken boards, partially were given to us by Sustainable Coastline because they collected it from the North Shore floods. So the whole story exists on our website. You can have a look at it. And if you follow Ruben's on Instagram, you will see all posts which will lead you to understand how important this collection is for the Sustainable Coastline. And also, we did give them our first donation check from the sale that we made from Waves Reborn. So we are very grateful to our collector for doing that. We will send him a link so that he knows that we thanked him publicly.
Okay.
Well, thank you guys both for being on our show. We've got to wrap it up.
Yes.
But we'll see you. We'll see you again soon. We'll see you, Sonya, at F45. And
see you at F45. Work out.
Yeah. But good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Bye-bye. All right, everybody. You can reach them at 282-4127. That's RubenAiraJr.com. RubenAiraJr.com. Go take a look at the website.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks for listening. And thank you to our sponsors.
Bradley of Allstate Insurance.
Kenji of Pillar to Post Home Inspection.
John with Kilauea Pest Control.
Duke of Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Robinson Fine Line Paintworks.
Anthony of Estate Planning Group.
Jason Wu, Attorney at Law.
Janice of Dreamhouse Drafting.
Fabio with Hawaii Water Restoration.
Kyle of Impact Wealth.
Brian with Cleanscape.
Bendy of Hawaii Referral Agent.
Danny with DHA Mortgage.
Joseph, Locksmith of Hawaii.
Christopher with Falcon Services. If you want to get a hold of any of our sponsors, all you got to do is go to teamlally.com.
We also want to give a big thank you to Hans, our producer.
Chee-hoo.
Make sure to tune in next week. We'll have an awesome guest talking about something that'll change your life.
Forever. This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed
sold program. If we can't sell your home at the agreed upon price in our time frame, we'll have it bought for cash.
Thanks and aloha.